Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
Oh,
you.
finally. Okay, so Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all, and thank you to the organizing team for bringing us here. We are really excited to talk about it, and this is something quite interesting in terms of our own experience as well as how people who want to accelerate their skills in Power Platform, what kind of a resources they can use and utilize. So our focus today would be more on the learning path, less on ourselves. So, but since everybody wanted to understand, so Zara will be sharing a little bit of their journey, that how they started this journey, how they started the Power Platform, how they started learning Power Platform, and what led to their certification. And then we will move towards a conversation or some of our experience, that what are the things that can eventually help everyone, even if you are a pro developer, to keep up with the pace of Power Platform and how things are changing within the Power Platform landscape. And needless to say, Power Platform is a platform for everyone. It's not just a platform that sometimes we do hear this in an industry, that it's a platform for citizen developers, pro developers, like gurus like Arafat and Khizr. They generally say, hey, it's not for them, but I'd say it's for everyone. And in the way it is expanding is really helping everyone to take it forward to the next step. And that's something that is that we want to break a shackle today, that not just from a citizen developer perspective, but from a pro developer perspective, from an IT administrator, from any role, that how you can start your journey and take it forward and become master of your own digital transformation. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand it over to Zara to take us through their journey and share how she was able to do this whole thing of certification by herself. Over to you, Zara.
Thank you, Baba, and Assalamu alaikum everyone on this call. Let me take you back to September 2019 during our semester break. We started reading books about computers. This interest grew further, and we started learning about JavaScripting and started to get ideas about programming. It was all going great, but then COVID-19 happened and we got stuck in home with lots of free time. We started searching websites learned and we started to learn more about programming for the first time. We also became aware of Power Platform. We started watching videos on Power Platform and started to really like it. We continued learning until December 2020 started, when our mom motivated us to take the PL900 exam. We prepared using Microsoft Learn and practiced lots of labs. We took the exam while we were really scared, but all ended well as we became MCP. Now let's talk about getting this all started on your own. The best way to start your journey or learn any application is to learn it by doing it. That is why I will be sharing Power Platform labs that are available for free and can really help you get started. In fact, you can master the Power Platform by applying these labs. These are some of the most important labs that I highly recommend everyone to execute. Not just a beginner, but also recommended for senior professionals like many in this call today. So, for beginners, I would recommend App in an Hour, which is explaining how to create a Canvas app, and App in a Day, which shows how to build a device order solution using various Power Platform services. Also, there are advanced labs such as RPA in a Day, Admin in a Day, and AI Builder in a Day, which Zenubia will be explaining. Okay, let's take a look at the content of App in a Day. This is a beginner level lab for you to get hands-on experience with the Microsoft Power Platform. The lab includes step-by-step instructions to build a device ordering solution within a day. The lab is nicely designed to have a business problem like device ordering, tracking shipment, and automating approval, and it also allows us to experience solving these problems using the Power Platform services. You can download the content of this app from aka.ms/appinaday. The package contains 4 module guides and complete applications as well. so that if you get stuck, you can always import the solution and verify. Great. Let's look at the final result of App in a Day, where I will showcase the apps and flow built using this module guide. The first app that you will be building is going to be the device ordering app. Let's quickly get to the app. As you can see, this app helps you to use gallery control with images. And this module also helps us to create a filter based on the input and use collection to capture selected records. It can showcase the ability to use form that will help us in capturing new order records. Also, notice that this module uses data connector of Office to get approver details. Finally, I learned how to display a successful order submission form using this module. The next module will help us learn about Dataworks or CDS. It helps us understand the process of building a table. Defining business rule to enable different fields, configuring forms, and using them in your model-driven apps. Let's take a look at your model-driven app that you will be building using the labs. You'll, you will also learn how to define business process and use them as a part of your model-driven app. You will also use calculated column like department contribution. Finally, it also uses conditional staging. Here, the module used price range as condition. I really liked this part of the module and enjoyed playing with the data, forms, and business logic. Here comes the last part of this lab. It involves my favorite service, Power Automate. Okay, the lab will guide you to create a cloud flow that will automatically send an approval every time a new order is created. The flow uses approval, CDS, and Outlook connectors and helps us to automate the approval process. Let's see how it works. We're going to use already used data and test it. When it lands on start and wait for approval, that means I have received an email. And looks like I have. Great, received just as expected. I'm going to approve this email. Okay, so now I will have to wait for another email, and another email has arrived. By the end of this lab, you'll be fully aware of how to build a canvas and model-driven app, how to build a table, and how to use connectors in Power Automate. This lab really helped me in getting Power Platform knowledge and hands-on experience. Now let me hand it over to Zenubia. Show us what you got, girl. Thank you, Zara, and hello everyone. It's Zenubia, the smarter of the two. So, I'll explain to you about another lab called AI Builder in a day. There are 5 lab scripts, starting from binary classification, which is also known as prediction, and ending with form processing. Binary classification is prediction, which is using historical data to predict future outcomes, and form processing is identifying the structure of documents based on training data. So now I'll explain how I have been able to finish one of the AI Builder labs using the model guide. I will show you the steps I learned and executed. So let's begin. The first step is to create the model. We're going to put a name here and then you will click create. It will come to this series of steps, so I will finish them in order, starting with the fields I want to tag in the documents. I'm going to put in some fields here like invoice, date, and due date. I will fast forward the addition of the fields, and now I can add the tables. Now I'm going to put in tabular data to extract the data from my invoices. I'm going to put in item, quantity, rate, and finally amount. Since I'm done, I'm going to select next. The next step in the series is to add the documents. I'm going to put it in from local storage. First, I'm going to find it in quick access, but I don't think I have it here. So I'm going to go to OneDrive, where I already have created a lab for this or folder. I'm going to go to lab images and select form processing invoices, the train one. I'm going to select all of these and open it. Now I'm going to upload all of these 5 documents and then close it. Now, the analyzing may take a few minutes. If you see an error like this, you should click retry so that you can load all your fields and then tag them. So after it's done loading the fields, one by one, I'm going to tag all of them, such as invoice date, due date, and balance due. First, I'm going to tag invoice. Let me fix this blue collection here. And now I'm going to proceed on with selecting the others. I'm going to select due date, balance, due, and all the others I put. So I'm also going to put in company as the last one. And I don't think I can tag twice for the same field. So I'm going to try again. And again. But maybe I don't think it can happen. So now on top of the table, there's a little button there. So I'll select it and put tag table. I'm going to tag it as table 1 and tag all of the other ones that I put in. like the columns. Now I'm done. Since we have short time, I have already finished tagging all the other documents, as you can see. So if you're done, you can press next. Here it's going to show the fields and how many documents I have and all the model summary. So after you're done looking at it and reviewing it, you can select train to train the model. Click on the form processing model's name and it will take you to its details. Now click publish to publish it and use it in the app. After it's publishing, I'm going to run a quick test to see how it works. Now I'm going to run a quick test and upload a random image from my device. Now as you can see, it's analyzing the document to see where everything is, like the invoice date, due date, balance due, and all the other fields I put in. It's also showing the confidence score. And I'm going to close this. We're going to create a canvas app from blank and then add its name. I'm putting in form processing app. As for you, you can put in anything you like. I'm going to put the format as tablet and click create. It will load. This might take a few minutes. And then here's our blank canvas app. We're going to rename the screen to form processor to find it easily. Now we will add the form processor from AI Builder in the insert bar. Now I'm going to resize it. And then I'll resize it a bit more to fit half of the screen and then select my form processor. Now I'm going to add the text input boxes that display the actual number, date, and total. We will put in a formula too. So first I'm going to resize it and copy and paste it so that I don't have to make it again and again. I'm also going to place it right next to it for easier notice. So I'm going to put in a formula that will show the invoice number, due date, and total. It's going to extract the information from the form processor and then put in the field. The formula is form processor 1 dot fields dot whichever field you like. I already added the formula for the other text input boxes. So I'm going to test this out. So as you can see, it's analyzing the document and the total isn't displayed because it has a low confidence score. By the end of this lab, you will be fully aware AI Builder models and out-of-the-box models available for us to use immediately and use them in Canvas apps. I really learned a lot from this lab and I'm looking forward to use them wherever I can. Now, I will hand this over to my father now. Over to you, Baba.
Well, thank you, Zenubia. Thank you, Zara. Okay, so we've got 6 minutes, and let me share the last subject of our session today. So as I'm sure you must have seen the value of these labs. I mean, they are very very well explained with the intent of teaching it to someone who doesn't know, who hasn't experienced Power Platform before. So it's a great way to start your journey. It's a great way to learn and move forward and even like I said earlier, that even if you have done this before, there is no harm in doing them again. It really it's a good reminder exercise to do on and off, and there are new labs coming across as well, so no harm in doing them again. Now, the last part of our session today is to quickly talk about the certification and how you can leverage, or create your profile or portfolio from a certification perspective, and having that well-known credentials on your profile. So I was thinking about how to do this session, and what I, or from a pre-experience perspective, as I participated in some of these certifications as well. So I categorize them into these. I mean, of course, not I. Microsoft has categorized them into three categories: fundamental, associate, and experts. But I feel that not all the certifications is for everyone. So, like for example, if we talk about the fundamentals, so this is clear cut. It is for everyone. Power users who would be, essentially using it, coming up into a Power Platform with the experience of Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Those users who are really good in terms of, playing around with, Excel macros or creating wonderful presentations. So those users, as well as the pro developers, the senior pros, for them, for everyone, I think fundamental is key. It really gives you a holistic learning experience on what Power Platform can do from across services, from Dynamics 365 experience. So it brings a lot of information, is still not at the practical usage, but a lot of information that how you can start that journey, how you can build your foundations for Power Platform. But after that, the certification could be classified for these two profiles or personas. So what my recommendation is that anyone from power users should continue and plan for, or analyzing data with Power BI or a functional consultant. Even functional consultant is very focused on business use cases and how you can deliver those business use cases using low code no code platform. So it doesn't talk about complexities of building app or complexities of building components and things like that. So any profile, even today, if we have in call someone from a QA team, someone from a business analyst team, should consider the journey towards either analyzing data with Microsoft Power BI or for Power Platform functional consultant. However, for app maker, my recommendation is, as of now at least, is for only for pro developers. It did tested a lot, and I appeared for this exam, and it was perhaps, I felt it was more difficult even than the expert level exam, because the expert had a lot of foundations from Dynamics, so it was okay to manage. But Power Platform App Maker was really testing your ability to build apps, distribute those apps and leverage those services from a app maker perspective. So they should consider Power Platform App Maker. And of course, our ultimate goal, especially for pro developers, should be the PL600, the Power Platform Solution Architect examination that is right now in beta. It has a reciprocal certification right now as MB600, that is more combination between Dynamics and Power Platform, but this is more targeted towards Power Platform Solution Architecture, and test your knowledge around Azure and Azure services as well. All right, so that's it from our side. Please feel free to question, or feel free to share your comments. If you'd like to connect with me, this is my LinkedIn QR code. Feel free to scan and connect, and I'd be happy to even answer question if you have right now, or connect later on. All right, over to you guys.
Just a quick question, Adil bhai. Khizar
Sure.
speaking. So Adil bhai, can you briefly explain like what are the future plan for Zara and Zenubia? If you
Okay.
quickly just Tell us
All
all.
right.
All will
Okay.
be very excited to hear about you.
All right. So their future plan. What are your future plans? So their future plan right now is to, of course, there is this is a vast field. So they are learning. They keep going back to those labs and keep trying new stuff. They're following some of the content that keeps on publishing, on YouTube, and slowly progress in this. Of course, I feel that citizen development platform or citizen developer capability is not just for people who aspire to work in software industry it is for everyone. So we need to break that understanding and think of it that, hey, even if I aspire to work in finance, I should know some sort of citizen development capabilities and do that. They One of Zara loves healthcare industry. She wants to excel in that, while Zenubia wants to become a lawyer in future. But that doesn't stop them from continuing their Power Platform journey or learning it as they go or grow further in their educational career as well as in Power Platform career.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Any other question, anyone?
Well, thank you so much, Ajit bhai, being the digital champions. Thank you.
Thank you.